Last couple of days of walking on my own were pretty tough, probably the hardest so far on the Camino. The left foot developed a severe case of the fear of missing out and developed its own collection of blisters. And at one stage I was walking along what is now the longest stretch of Roman road in Europe, thinking to myself, here I am with my walking poles, my €120 walking boots, gel inner soles, 2 pairs of socks, Vaseline coated toes, and I'm wincing and whinging about every single step. A few hundred years ago, Charlemagne's troops would have walked down this road in nothing but a fancy pair of flip-flops and would have marched for hundreds and hundreds of miles at a time. Clearly we're going soft in the modern age, or I am anyway. One of our good friends, Paul, asked about accommodation whilst we're on the Camino, so here goes. The infrastructure for walking Camino is pretty sound. Almost every town, city, village, hamlet has got some form of accommodation one way or another. And these range from the very basic, what we call donativos, which are generally run by the church, nuns/monks, and you stay in very basic accommodation, sometimes mattresses on the floor, and for this you make a donation. Speaking to a couple of people, they generally donate what the cheapest other accommodation is in that particular town or city. One step up from the donativo is the municipal albergue, and these are generally run by the towns. They're bunk beds. It can be one huge great dorm, or in some cases it can be 2 beds to a room. We stayed in one municipal albergue that was like living in rabbit hutches. 2 beds, chipboard walls and chipboard doors, all very private and sound, but it suited a purpose. And these range from about €5 to €7 each. Then you have the private albergues, which tend to be a little slicker, a few more facilities, ranging from around about 5 again up to €10 each. Generally again in dorms and in bunk beds, but sometimes much smaller dorms, so maybe only 10 or 8 to a room rather than 20 or 30 as an example. And then lastly you've got private rooms in pensions or albergues again. So this will be a double bed, sometimes with ensuite and sometimes even with a bath, if you're lucky. And these tend to range from 30 to €50 depending on the quality and where you are. Today's Camino tip is Vaseline or petroleum jelly. A liberal supply of this applied to your feet each morning, and then every 2 to 3 hours whilst you're walking will keep your feet in tip-top condition and limit the amount of blisters that you choose to develop.